4th of January, Rabbi Furst, Pierke Avos, Embalming.
Okay, thank you. As Lou mentioned, this is Rabbi Shlomo Furst here, Yeshiva Samanavshi. Here in Yerushalayim Care of Zoom, this is our first year this morning. We're learning, as Lou mentioned, about the embalmment of Yaakov Avinu. That brings us to paragraph number 7, I think the first paragraph on your document on page number 2. We were quoting here a Zohar in Parshas Shmos. Who would like to begin to read? Any volunteers?
I volunteer.
Okay, please go ahead.
All right. I'm already stumped on the first word.
The first, yeah, that's
Zohar HaKodesh.
All right.
There you go.
Can I have one person say what?
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Go ahead, Mayor. You can say. Go ahead.
Uvizohar HaKodesh.
Zohar.
Yeah, see the Zamin, Vav, and Beis in Zion, Zohar, right? I guess the Vav is part of the Zohar, Kodesh, or maybe the Zion Vav Hey is part of Zohar, Kodesh, HaKodesh. Okay. There it is.
The Holy Zohar, Perech Shmos, V'yosha Hashem V'gomer, V'yosha. I don't know what V'yosha is.
So that's you're just quoting very briefly a pasuk, if I'm not mistaken, that is by the Amsuf, but I'll try and verify that for you 1 second. I'll tell you where that pasuk is so we can try and focus on.
Yosha Hashem.
Yeah, 1 second. Search. Okay, 1 second. There you. It could be by Moshe Rabbeinu. 1 second. 1 second here. Yosha. Cheers, Yosha. Cheers, Yosha. One second here.
Yosha Hashem.
That's that we say. This is part of the preface to the Shir Aliyam. Why it's mentioned here in Parshas. Well, there's always in Parshas Shmos, but that's the. This is what we say. Why does it show it?
Wait a minute.
Right. If you take a look in Shmos Perek Yudalid, right? Perek Yudalid Posuk Lamed.
Oh, it's right at the beginning. By Yosha Hashem.
Right. Biyomahu Es Yisrael Miyad Mitzrayim. Biyar Yisrael Es Mitzrayim Meis Al Safas Hayam. Right. We say that daily.
What was the pasuk?
Pasuk Perek Yud Dalid Pasuk Lamed.
Lamed. On that day, let's see. Vayosha Hashem Bayom Hahu. On that day, Hashem saved. Oh, it's to save.
Right.
On that day, Hashem saved Israel from the hand of Egypt, and Israel saw the Egyptians dead on the seashore.
Right.
Okay.
Right. So it says V'yar. It says V'yar Yisrael Bnei Yisrael Uh, Lo Nemar. It says V'yar Yisrael, and Yisrael saw it. It didn't say and Bnei Yisrael Lo Nemar. It didn't say Bnei Yisrael saw, right?
Right.
It said Yisrael, right? V'yar Yisrael es Mitzrayim es al Sefas Hayam. So Mekan from here.
From here, she Yisrael, Sava, Hayinu, Yaakov. From here, that Israel is Yaakov. What's Sava?
No, Mekan Yisrael Saba. Saba is a grandfather. Grandfather is right is like Avinu. It's an Aramaic for like Avinu or
So Israel, our grandfather, is Yaakov.
who is Yaakov, right? Avinu.
Is Yaakov Avinu. Amad Mikvaru Uba El Hayam Liros Hayad Hagadolah. So he stood up. Yaakov stood up.
Mikivro, he stood up from his grave.
From his grave, and he came to the sea to see the hand, the great hand, Asher Asa Hakadosh Baruch Hu, that Hakadosh, that Hashem was doing. Uvanav al Hayam, and his children on the sea.
Right. So in a few weeks time, when we read Parshas Yisro, and we have the Shir Al Hayams, you'll be able to say this. There'll be something to discuss with your family because the Torah is telling you the absolute truth, Metzias. It didn't say Bnei Yisrael, right?
Right.
Since it said Yisrael, that's a reference to Yaakov Avinu, and so that was that Yaakov Avinu, in fact, got up from his burial place and came there to join in the Klal Yisrael sing of the great Yada Gedola that Hashem did for us on the Yam.
So
Because if you look at the previous pasuk, right? If you look at the previous pasuk, right? So it says, "Ubenei Yisrael halchu biyabasha b'toch hayam v'amayim lehem choyma yamim u'mismoila." So the Bnei Yisrael, they went through the Yam in dry land, and the waters were to a wall for them on the right and to the left. V'yosha Hashem biyomahu es Yisrael miyad Mitzrayim, right? And Hashem, now the singular Yisrael in the first part of the pasuk is contrasted with the singular part of Yisrael in the second part of the pasuk. So those are the points that the Zohar is mentioning over here. That the previous pasuk was mentioning Bnei Yisrael, and then there was a shift here and just mentioned Yisrael.
So this is another example of somebody who is in the Olam Haba coming back to this world and participating in activities in this world.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true. That's right.
Okay, Viter.
Yeah.
Shanif Ka Lif Nehem Hayam Kamo Shanifka Lifanav Hayardain. So the Nifka is to split?
Exactly right. Nivka from Nivbak. Nivka lifnei was split in front of them the Yam.
Like the Jordan was split. Shne'emar ki b'mak le avarti es hayardain hazeh. Thus it says about this Jordan River. Is this Ayin Sham? Look over there.
Right. This is another pasuk. This is a pasuk in Parshat Vayetze. I'll tell you. I believe it was in Parshat Vayetze. I'll tell you where that pasuk is. That actually no, actually Parshat Vayishlach. That's in Bereshis, Perek Lamed Beis, pasuk Yud Aleph. You want to take there. You want to take your Chumash and take a look there. This was an exchange to Yaakov was speaking with Esav, if I'm not mistaken.
Katanti. Oh, this is the famous verse that we've debated.
Oh, Freshi is okay.
It's by Yishlach. It's Lamed Bet Yud Aleph.
Right. So there Yaakov. Go ahead.
Mikol ha-chasadim umikol ha-emes asher asisa es avadecha ki b'maklei avarti es hayardain hazeh v'ata hayisi lishnei machanos. So I have become diminished from all the kindnesses and all the truth that you have done to your servant, because with my staff I crossed the Jordan,
Okay.
this Jordan, and now I have become two camps.
Right. So now there's the Zohar is making a parallelism between the crossing of Yaakov Avinu over through the Jordan and the crossing of Klal Yisrael through the Yam Suf.
In both cases, it was done with a staff.
Well, Moshe Ben on his staff and
Yeshua, yeah, that is there too.
right.
But in this case, I think the reference to the staff is has a connotation of poverty. All I had was a staff, and now I've got all this wealth.
What you're referring to what Yaakov Avinu was saying in when he was sending this message to Esav?
No, his prayer. What the verse I just read.
Right.
He says, "With my staff, I crossed this Jordan, and now I'm two camps." So I think the point of saying the staff is to say, all I had was a staff, which is
right.
worth very much.
Right.
Now I've got a lot of wealth.
Right.
Whereas in the case of Moshe, that staff was of quite exalted stature.
Right. Well, okay. Well, we're still not exactly sure what the parallelism is all about, right? It's drawing a parallelism. Where it's going to go with that, I'm not sure yet.
Right. I'm just groping around trying to see what the parallelism could be.
Yeah. So I mean, he says v'nikba. It's well, what it does say is v'nikban lifneim ayam commotion nikban lifanov hayardim, and the sea was split in front of them, the Jewish people, when we came through the Yam Suf, just as it was split the Yarden in front of Yaakov Avinu. Now, okay, so now what we can do with that, I'm not sure. Let's see. He says ayin. Okay, ayin sham ubemagid.
Ayin Sham.
Right, ayin sham ubemagid. Mishnah. That's the mem shin nun hey is Mishnah halachas al Torah parshas b'shala. So
That must be where it says that the Jordan split.
yeah, well, right, it could be. Okay, let's leave this point. We'll see if he develops the point. I'm not sure. It's really peripheral to what we're talking about now. So I don't want to go into too much detail. But if you're really interested, maybe between now and Parshas B'Shalach, I'll have a chance to look up. He says to Ayin Shaman what he wrote there. He must have a commentary on Chumash. So he obviously went into more details about this point in his commentary on Chumash.
Right.
So if we're still interested in a few more weeks, we'll look at that in detail there.
Umid kasav amcha mikvaru hayinu v'gufo mamash v'im asu kamo may chas v'shalom. So let's see what that means. I don't know what is mid kasav. It was written.
And love and mem from that kasav, and from that which is written.
And from that which is written, he stood up, mak veru, I don't know.
From his grave.
No, that's Mikivro from his grave. And that what is written in the Zohar, that Yaakov Avinu stood up from his grave. He got up from his grave.
Hayinu, it was with his body. Mamash, his actual body got up from the grave. Oh, so that's interesting. Because how could his actual body get up from the grave if he was embalmed?
Right.
V'im asu kamo may.
I think that's mumia, like from a mummy. I think that's called a mummy. They call it. It was made mumia. I think mumia.
Mummy.
I think so.
And if he had been made into a mummy, chas v'shalom, asher ein bo hayos, that is not life in it.
Right.
Velo zaz, and there's no pizzazz.
Well, pizzazz, there's no movement. Zaz, there's no zaz, there's no movement.
No movement. Ma zeh she'amad mikavru uba. What is this that got up and from the grave and came? V'gam ein lomar al hanishma midaber sheharei amar amad mikvaru uva u mikvaru mi mashma haguf hamolat but bikarav,
Bike- no,
bikar,
no, umashma haguf hamutol bekever.
bikever, uh, v'zeh peh ma'od,
Ze pashut ma'od.
pashut ma'od. Okay, so what does that mean? Let's see. And also, it doesn't say concerning
V'gam ein lomet, and also don't say, meaning don't suggest that the pshat in the Zohar is a metaphorical reference to the neshama.
When it says that he stood up from his grave and came, and from his grave, actually, the body, what is mutal?
That was lying. Mutal is lying in the kever, in the grave.
That was lying in the kever, in the grave. And what? There's more explanation for this?
No, but that pashut mode, and this is perfectly obvious.
Oh, this is pashut. This is the obvious meaning.
Right.
So why shouldn't we say it's a metaphor?
Because it's, if you want to say it was a metaphor and it's only reference to the neshama, it wouldn't have had this. You wouldn't say that he got up from the kever, which is a reference to the body which was lying in the kever. It's not the expression that's being used here is not a metaphorical expression. If it wanted to use a metaphorical expression, it wouldn't use a reference to the physical body.
I see. Okay.
Right? If it wanted to say in a metaphorical way, it would say something like the parach v'bo. He flew over and he came, like, he flew over, meaning that's something which is the reference to could be referenced to the neshama rather than to the goof. The fact that it said v'oimed mikivro, he stood up from his grave. That's begufo. That's a reference. That's a clear, obvious reference to the actual body.
Right.
Okay.
I'm just wondering.
Yeah.
We have the idea of tchias amesim.
Right.
So we understand that those our bodies that have been lying in the ground for a long time are just skeletons at this point.
Right.
I'm sorry, I got to go to the door.
Right. The point being here that's being made, first of all, you have a clear reference. The Zohar is being clearly referenced to the obvious question that you must have when you read the parsha, and actually you can review it every day, right? When you say this pasuk, the Yoshe Hashem, right? And we say that before we start the Shir Yam every day. You have this opportunity to refresh your memory about this, and that the fact that Yisrael actually, according to the Zohar, he actually came and participated in the great vision that was revealed to Klal Yisrael at the time when we were saved by Hashem at the Yam Suf. Yeah, but what did you want to say about the Tzikas Mason move?
Thank you. I'm sorry. Sorry for the interruption. So we understand that the fact that we don't have any organs is not an impediment. We're going to get up and we're going to be reconstituted, and so why is it making such a big deal here that they don't have any organs?
Well, no, because first of all, the question a multi-dimensional question that we're dealing with over here. First of all, that the basic question is how could Yosef have commanded that Yaakov Avinu's body be embalmed? Okay, so the first and foremost answer to that question is that he wasn't really embalmed; he was simply preserved, and his body was preserved intact in the formula of spices and herbs, which was not the normal procedure of embalming. That the secondary question, which is a little bit more serious, is that the statement in the Gemara for Rabbi Yochanan that Yaakov Avinu never died, right? And so the fact that Yaakov Avinu is reported to have never died would be a bit difficult if he was embalmed in the normal fashion, removing all the internal organs. If there's some type of a if you want to call it suspended animation that Yaakov Avinu was put into, but that would only be viable if in fact he retained all his actual organs, right? And then you could understand that he never really died. But if he was actually devoid of all his internal organs, as was shown, so then it would be very difficult to understand how he could exactly still be alive in some dormant fashion or such.
Right.
So Tchias Basim is something we're talking about when the body can be completely decomposed, even the bones, except for that one special small bone at the top of the spine by the base of the brain, the loose bone. So that's a seed by which Tchias Mason can take place. But so Tchias Mason is not dependent on the actual physical body being fully intact. But Tchias Mason is a whole different Metzias. But in fact, that's what it's called. Tchias Mason. It's called a resurrection of the dead, meaning they are dead and they're being resurrected, right? But here we're dealing with the difficulty, the paradox of Yaakov Avinu never dying, right? Which is a different discussion.
Gotcha.
Okay. Okay, paragraph 8, if you like.
Okay. Ode Amru, the Gemara, Baba Basra, Daf Yud Zayin, Amid Aleph, Tana Rabbanan,
Shisha, 6. Shisha, 6.
Shisha, Lo Shalat, Bahem, Malach, Hamos,
Hamavis, Melech Hamavis.
Melech Hamavis. Okay, so furthermore, it says in Bava Basra, 6, 6, excuse me. 6, presumably that means 6 people were
Correct,
not,
that's right.
Shalit is shechted, they were not killed?
No, controlled. They had the 6 were not controlled by.
Not controlled by the angel of death. Ve'elu hein, and these are them: Avraham, Yitzchak, Yaakov, Moshe, Aaron, Umarim. Miriam. Okay, Lakula, etc. Tana Rabbanan, Sheba'ah, Lo.
7, Sheva meaning 7.
Oh, Sheva, 7, Lo Shalit, were not controlled by him. Ramah.
That Rima Vasaleya.
Vasaleya.
That's maggots and worms.
Maggots and worms. Ve'eluhain, and these are them: Abraham, Yitzhak, Yaakov, Moshe, Aaron, Miriam. Uvenei
Ubinyamin ben Yaakov. And that's the seventh.
Binyamin ben Yaakov. And Binyamin, he's added to the list.
Right.
V'hinei chashav Avraham, Yitzchak, Yaakov, shelo shalat bahem Rama Uma Revosa im ayin. I don't know what this abbreviation is.
Al Yidei. Umar Revusa im Al Yidei means through or because of.
Chanita Haisa. Okay, so we see that we think that it was thought that Abraham, Yitzhak, and Yaakov were not controlled by maggots. And what is this word revosa?
Revusa, Ma Revusa. What is the chiddush? What is the insight?
What is the insight through?
If it was through embalming, meaning if Avram and Yitzchak and Yaakov, they're amongst the list of those who the worms and the maggots did not have any the control over them. So if it was in the case of Yaakov, because he was embalmed, right? So there's no insight in that. Anyone who was embalmed, the worms and the maggots didn't get hold of them. So there would be no chiddush, no insight into telling us that the worms did not have any shlita, any control over Yaakov Avinu, because if he was embalmed the normal way, has v'shalom, so then there's no chiddush that the worms and maggots had no shlita over him.
Interesting. Aval chas v'sholom ella.
Yeah, Avos. So it says Avos chas v'sholom. Therefore, has v'sholom, that you should think that he was actually embalmed in the normal traditional Egyptian methods.
Ella ke pashtuto va'ayin bava basra. So rather, it's obvious that we see in Bava Basra, Rabbi Banai,
Rabbi Banah,
Have Ka, he came Mitzayan. Mitzayan, what's Mitzayan?
Matzayan Maras. Matzayan is to demarcate. The Gemara is speaking there about the Rabbi Banah. He would go around and he would demarcate the various different kvarim in order that the Kohanim and also anyone else was keeping purity from Tumah Tahara, so they shouldn't transgress and step on over an existing grave. So a lot of times the graves were not demarcated clearly. So he made a life's work of demarcating the various graves that he would encounter. So when he came to the Maras Machpelah, he also was mitzayin. He also marked off, demarcated the Maras Machpelah.
Could also be that honored
Ki mata Marsa de Avraham. What is Mata?
Kimat, when he came to the Maras to Abraham, when he came to the cave of Abraham.
Ashkechai, he was bereaved.
No, Eskechai Eliezer Eved Abraham. He saw there, he found there Eliezer, the servant of Abraham.
Dekoi Kami Bava
The koi baba, but the koi ka baba, that he saw, he found Eliezer, the servant of Abraham, he was standing ka baba by the door, by the entrance. Baba is like a gate, right? Baba kama, right? Baba basra, baba is like a gate, a shah. So when he came to the Maris Machpelah of Abraham Avinu, so he discovered there, he found there Eliezer, the servant of Abraham, that he was there by the entrance, by the gate.
Amarle. He said to him, he said to Eliezer, my ka Avid Avraham. Why does the servant of Abraham
Well,
come here?
no, actually, my Avid Abraham. What is Abraham doing? Avid, what is he doing? What is Abraham doing?
Oh, what is Abraham doing? Amarle, Eliezer said back, Geuni bichanfe dishare.
The Sarah. He's Gane Bakanfi the Sarah. He's lying in the lap of Sarah.
To Sarah. He's lying in the lap of Sarah. Amarle, he said back to Eliezer, Zeal Ema le benai ka avava. Go say to him, your children are coming to the gate.
Right. He said to Eliezer, he should go and tell Abraham that Benai, your son, right, your son Benai is there by the gate, meaning that you have a visitor.
He's referring to himself.
Well, yeah, right.
Amarle, liol miyada yada diyatzar behai alma leka ayin v'nefesh ash kechai le'aliezer. He said to him, Eliezer said back to him, what is this word le'ion?
That that I believe that to go up, he was told he could go up.
Go up from your knowledge.
Well, I mean, he was being like, so to speak, invited into the cave, to go up into the cave, into the inner chamber there.
And what is diyatzar?
So Le'el miyoda yoda the Yetzer Bahai Alma Laker. So you should know you should know that there's no Yetzer, there's no Yetzer horror in this world.
We don't see the soul. Well,
No,
Nafka, what is Nafka?
now, and he went in, he looked, right? But nothing, and he went out.
He went in, he looked, and he went out. Okay, and what is this word? I forgot. Eshkechai?
So he found there,
He found Eliezer.
right? And he found there Eliezer, right?
He was just talking to Eliezer. What does it mean he found him?
Yeah. I'm not sure. I think this might be a misprint because it doesn't really fit in. It's not part of the Gemara. I think those last two words might be maybe when, I'm not sure. Maybe when I copied it over, I had the let me see. Let me see here. Let me see here. 1 second. Ah, okay. Right. Yeah, okay, it's Ashkach. So it's Ashkach. I see what I did. I should have put these two words, Ashkach li Eliezer. So these words, Ashkach li Eliezer, and the Perish Rashbam, that's the beginning of paragraph 9. The Rashbam is going to explain, that's like the Divra Maskal of the Perish Rashbam. That's what it is.
And then the phrase he found Eliezer, we're going to have now an explanation.
Yeah, that those last two words really have been put at the beginning of paragraph 9.
I see.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
it's
Yeah.
late. I'm just wondering what I kind of lost the point of this paragraph. It gets into this whole lengthy discussion about Abraham.
Yeah. Right.
What's the point?
Okay, we'll have to see. He's developing a point with this. He's bringing another proof. So we'll have to see. If you want, you can try and read further on your own, but we'll have to wait till next week to see the what he wants to bring out from this point.
Rabbi, that's
So
a cliffhanger.
At what?
A cliffhanger.
Yeah.
Very good.
All right.
It's kayak, Lou.
Okay, so remember, come on. Remember for next time that we're Yom Rishon, we'll be beginning with paragraph number 9.
Beautiful.
Okay, very good.
Okay. Let me
Very
go.
good. Thank you, Lou. Very good. And we'll take a short break and start with the Mishnah Berurah in a few minutes, Mr. Jam.